Oh, yeah. Welcome out once again to the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media, in case you didn't know. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and I am ready to bring y'all that boom bap breakfast, but you know I can't serve it by myself. I gotta bring forth the goddess. She goes by the name of Kim.
Good morning. Why are you always sniggling at me, Ear Doctor? Why every
because
time?
You make me laugh, Kim. I love the joy.
Am I clowning you? What am I funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Hi, Joette Pesci. Word. Nah, man, I just love good energy. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's kind.
That's kind. And
it is. That's nice of you to say.
Nah, you start the morning off right. You know what I mean? There's so many bad and crazy things going on in the world, and we got time to be on here and doing what we love. So, you know, that's what it is.
I do enjoy us hanging out together, and remind the folks that we're going to be hanging together right after today's Remix Morning Show.
For what is that?
Classical breakdown, another installation of the Lumpkins, Ear Doctor and KB, giving y'all this classic musical breakdown and analysis. And today we are going to be checking out the musical stylings of one Queens MC by the name of Q-Tip.
Blah, 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 blah. Yes.
Q-Tip, not only a nice rapper, nice on the boards as well with the production. So in case you did not know, Q-Tip's extensive production credits, his discography, we are going to fill you in.
Yeah, no doubt. And listen, they seem to be happy that you back, Kim. They was like, where Kim back? Big brother Jamil said Kim is back.
Peace, brother Jamil. Thank you so much. We gotta have brother Jamil on Classical Breakdown too. I feel brother Jamil is
know music,
knowledge base. God.
Yeah, he do know some music. He don't know how to play no spades, but he definitely knows some music.
Oh, that's the Jared Ball cackle right there. You know? That's that evil villain character. That's that cartoon villain character laugh. Wait, I wonder if I know Jared's been playing the cartoons on his show. Is he going to pull out his inspiration? Whoever was the inspiration for that cartoon villain cackle.
Oh my goodness! Always like that one when they start off with the moo ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah, that was the creeper from Scooby Doo. Them niggas had the worstest, scariest laughs and giggles. I'm not anyway. Terrifying.
Raggy, yo, but I don't know where these voices be coming from, man. So what you been up to, Kim?
Living, breathing, you know, trying to surviving out here, trying to survive capitalism and Kamala at the same time. It's hard, you know what I'm saying? But
it's hard, isn't
it? It's real bad. It's so bad out here.
Hey,
listen.
I'm back on the open.
Kamala, you are cooked. We are all everyone watching the show right now, cooked, my guy. We are cooked. Our people are ostracizing us. They not fucking with us because we not fucking with her. And it's like, y'all, please, God, help us. Help us, please.
Yeah. Shit, I'm back on the open market. So it's crazy out here looking at these. I looked at a dating app and I was like, I don't know, man. It's too.
I thought you was just booed up. When you just booed up like 2 weeks ago?
For a quick second, you know. But you know, they say the best way to get from under one is get underneath another.
Get underneath another. That's the best way to get over somebody. Get under somebody new. Woo, shit.
We might have to have our little dating show next week or something. Who wants to date the ear doctor? Go out on a one night date with the ear doctor, paid for by Black Liberation Media.
I'm with that. Who's gonna be the camera crew? Yes, we're gonna need that.
No, they just gonna come back and tell the story. We're gonna bring them more air.
Hell no, that ain't no fun.
What you want somebody to come with a camera while we having a date? Nah.
If we doing reality television, let us do it, dog. Let's not, just do story time. Let us follow and see how the ear doctor conducts himself on a date.
All I need is $60, y'all. And I could sweep you off your feet.
Starty, that's gas. What you gonna do with $60?
You gotta come and find out. You're talking about a fun-filled night, boy. I tell you.
Where we eating at? Waffle House? What we doing? Where we eating at for $60?
Hey, you go eat at my house. Stop playing.
See, that's your problem. You can't be inviting women to your house.
That's right. All right, we go get some
that's for your safety too, by the way, here, doctor. I mean, I know you ain't no creep out here, but don't invite women to your house, especially on a date, because they're gonna think you a creep. But also, you could be inviting the creep for all the fuck you
right
know,
about
right?
that. All right, we go get some tacos or somewhere.
Yeah, no. Don't be letting nobody know where you stay at, my G.
We go get some tacos. Go get a bottle of wine from the grocery store. Maybe two.
And then go to the telly. Don't
whoa. That's
back to the crib.
You said to the telly. That's over $60. You done already spent the budget already.
I mean, that's the downside of having your own spot, right? Because yes, you can entertain somebody, but now that person knows where you live.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. It's like I done spent all this money on the best date place to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a great chef and all that stuff, and now I gotta go and spend money outside. Shit makes no sense.
Extended stay, get the kitchen action.
Oh my goodness! Anyway.
Why are you on the apps? Who told you this was the effective way to date?
I mean, when you have a profession like mine, you're hardly outside. You know what I mean?
Hardly outside or always outside?
I'm not outside a lot. I mean, think about it. I mean, okay, here's the life of a DJ. All right, I wake up and do the Remix Morning Show. I go do the teach at the school around a bunch of kids. Then I go do a gig. I'm the first one there before everybody gets there, and then I'm the last one to leave after everybody leaves. When do I see people?
But you don't gig every day.
I don't meet people. I don't gig every day, but what is there to go outside to do but spend money?
I agree with that part of it, absolutely. But whilst gigging, for example, weren't you at the House in the Park festival?
Yeah, I was. There
wasn't no lovelies out there?
There was some things, There was some things.
Okay.
I just, and then you got to think, I'm a dude that know a lot of people, so a lot of people might be a little intimidation for a sister.
Shit. Is the bad report out? Are they?
No, it's a little.
What you mean I know a lot of people, so what?
It's just some people
out here. So what?
Some people might be a little intimidated to come and say something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Okay, but isn't it a two-way street? It
is. If I see something, I'm really like, yo.
Why do we keep saying something? How can we say someone? Can we see our part? Can we humanize?
You're right.
Objects of affection here. Someone. When you see someone.
When I see a lovely lady, then yeah, she gotta really, make me want to because I ain't really the step up and approach type dude. So anyway, enough about me.
Not nearly enough about you.
Yeah, we got set down the parameters of how we gonna do this online date, and it gotta be. I guess you gotta be here in Atlanta, pretty much.
Ideally,
unless we gonna do a online date, like sit down and eat together and talk.
My God. So I watch. So okay, I'm still a cable auntie out here, right? So I'm not a Bravo auntie. I'm not a what's the other shit? VH1 auntie. I'm an ID channel auntie. I watch the fucking crime shit. You know what I'm saying?
You and uncles like Kamal K. Franklin. Continue.
What's up, Uncle?
Oh, what's up, Auntie? How you doing?
Oh, look at Kamal, still fine out here. Look at that.
Big Kim, still gorgeous out here.
Oh, that's nice of you. I mean what I said, though.
I mean what I said too. You're a beautiful woman. What are you talking about?
What? She don't take no props, man. You gotta take
I
some props
know.
sometime, Kim.
You know why? Because I'm from this area. Like compliments are loaded. Okay, like if somebody from the DC, Baltimore, Maryland, if somebody giving you gotta weigh that shit. Like, nigga, do you mean this shit or are you trying to be funny? It's so cute. So shout out to LJ and to Ricky Ryan, my nieces. They for gifts they got me these Korean masks, and it was such a very thoughtful thing. I've never used these face masks, these sheet masks, but of course the Gen X DMVer in me is like, what they trying to say, man? What you trying to say? My skin is terrible. What you did? Like, but I know that's not what it was meant. But anyway, I'm wounded out here. I'm harmed because we played dozens brutal out this bitch. So
you're right. Hey Kim, let me help Kamal fix his collar real quick.
But
just button all the way up.
Just button all of them, both.
Yeah, like this.
Like you, okay.
But that's his Steve.
Tight on the neck, though. A little tight. I got a thick neck because of my muscle.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, you don't take your stuff right out of the dryer. That's why your collar is wrinkled.
Not at all. Yeah, it takes a day or two.
Yeah. So I mean, you can go ahead and undo the first button, man.
The first one, okay.
Yeah, you look like a schoolboy. But oh my goodness, I love it. So how you doing, Kamal?
I'm doing good. I feel good today. I feel good. I've been, a little like I got too much on my plate. Starting new programs like still doing Stop Kitty, Stop Cop City stuff, trying to expand chapters. The little time I spent with Black Liberation Media. And then there's a couple of other projects brewing. Oh, like we got the conference coming up, relaunching the CMOS. I feel like, damn, I got a lot of stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be writing I was supposed to be writing articles that I failed them. I did 3 in a row, but it was like they wanted like 6. I gotta write them back an email and be like, my bad, I don't think that's happening.
Hey.
They paid me for 3, but I was like, yeah, that's like
there you go. We get what they pay for.
That's right.
I know they pay me, they're smart enough not to pay up front, which I'm glad they didn't. I was like, once you give somebody money up front, it's hard to get it back.
Show is.
Okay. Nice to know. I got a question. How long should you usually wait after you break up the deal with somebody else?
Depends. Sometimes it's overlap. So you're not waiting at all. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's no wait at all. I think I feel like if the person meant something to you, then it should be at least a month or so. And if you're married for more than 10 or 15 years,
that's different.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be like
a
5,
year.
6 months, 8 months.
6 months. Okay.
And if your spouse dies, I think there's got to be like a 2 or 3 year push. These are my incremental, like a chart or some shit like that. When I see those stories about somebody's spouses dies and then like a year later somebody's getting remarried, I was like,
oh. My dad ain't wait a month after my mom passed. It was.
And he started dating?
So what?
Her cousin, yeah. And married her.
Oh, damn!
Dirty Mackin out here.
Wow.
I mean, when a guy has been married for so long, he always says he's not used to not having a woman around.
I hear that too.
Yeah. And they get older, they feel like, yo, I ain't got no woman around. I'm gonna die quick. I need to get me a woman around.
Correct.
Yeah.
Probably old school cultures, like traditional cultures, like we don't like to talk about the sexism outside the Western Empire, I know, but old school, I'm going to say African cultures, because those are the ones I'm a little familiar with, whatever. There's a lot of I'm sure this is true of others, but there's a lot of like the woman at some point, the wife is taking care of the husband. Like you said, like I know we joke about it, but like keeping somebody going. Mm-hmm. And there is a sense of loss, like not only the emotional bond, of course, but to be honest, even the day-to-day shit that women do, that dudes just don't understand. Luckily, in my marriage, it's the flip almost.
Right. Huh. Of course.
Yeah.
Come out. What you get, you're living in a box, okay? And that's no diss to anybody that lives in a box.
You said I would be in a box?
But Kamal would be then.
I might have been dead already if it wasn't for the man. I agree with that. There's only so much chicken fried rice you can eat, and
right.
and that was the road I was on. So that's
Man
definitely
could not
true.
live off you-hoo alone, Kamau.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It
Oh
was
shit.
the breakfast was like bodega coffee and sausage, egg, and cheese on a bagel, and that was almost every day.
Mm.
And then some chicken fried rice with chicken with chicken wings.
Oof.
With chicken wings.
Oh my god.
That was like lunch or dinner at least 3 or 4 times a week. It was right there next to the projects. I had no choice.
Yo, Kim, did your mom bring any men around you when you was younger?
She did not move any men on me, which I still am very appreciative and grateful for that. My mother was not trying to impose no stepfather on me, and I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Thank you for that, mama. But she had boyfriends. The boyfriends came around.
Oh, okay.
You know, they was all right.
I was
But
gonna say, you like them? They're cool.
huh?
I said, did you like them? Were they cool?
I liked one of them probably more than the other. He had a daughter about my age. She actually turned out to be brilliant. She's like a physician or something now.
Mm.
I did not turn out to be a physician, but that's okay. But then but no, I always appreciated my mom for that. Like she did not, she was not trying to prioritize having some man. I need a man. You know, I ain't never heard that rhetoric from my mom ever. So thank you, mama. Appreciate that. Real MVP. But I mean, my dad ended up remarrying, but it was years later. Can I tell y'all about that shotgun wedding real quick?
By all means.
Yes.
So I'm in the 10th grade. So I'm 15. Yes, 15. School year had just started. So it's October. I get a call from my father, who I don't hear from very often. So my dad calls and was like, yeah, I'm about to get married. Married? Okay. So I want you to come be in the wedding.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay. So I have to leave school for a few days and go down there. My father's would-be wife her stomach is out to here, nigga.
Damn.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dog, what's the example here? What's the lesson? What's the takeaway? What am I learning here as a 15-year-old? They're looking at shotgun ass shit. So I'm in this shotgun ass wedding. We at my grandma's church, and my would-be stepmother is 8 months pregnant, and my brother was born the next month.
Wow.
Okay.
And I said, wow, look at this chicanery.
Did they stay married?
Of course, they did not stay married. Okay. Don't be silly. Of course, they did not stay married.
That was
They did not stay married. But, she was all right. Only her biggest demerit was that she was police. I could not believe that. I was like, wow. Wow, we have compromised all of our values here, haven't we, Bobby? What's happening?
That is the one thing I could never do. I could never date a cop.
Nigga, what?
Nah.
Ain't no way. No way. And some of the police be fine out here. They be in shape and shit. You know what I'm saying? But
They do. I'll be like, damn, Mrs. Officer, Mrs. Officer. But then I realized that that's a cop.
That's the fair police. Wasn't there a story recently? Was this out of Fulton County where the women's corrections officers was running contraband into the jail?
Yeah, I think like three of them was 3 or 4 of them was running stuff in and out, and one of them told like on everybody. I was like, damn.
It always happens. There's always one. There's always one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I didn't remember that. I put up a video one time, which I thought was spectacular. It was like just they had some dating show, and there was like 6 women, and it was like all black women, black dude, and they had balloons, and so they did not want to date the person, and they popped the balloon.
Yeah.
So as soon as this nigga said, "Oh, I'm a sheriff at such and such and such," it's like all it's like pop, 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 pop. And then they asked him, and they gave some real cool answers. It wasn't any were like real politicized people. They were just like, "I'm down with the struggle, the thing with the cops, blah blah blah." And then one did it, and it was like one of those domino things. His first was like 3 right away, and one was like, "Oh fuck that, I'm with the crowd, I'm with the crew, pop." And then the other ones did too. And it was like, damn, I loved it.
Hey, people are hip to them stats. Women should be, especially ladies, if you are not, or people that date men. The police have the higher instances of intimate partner violence, unaliving their partners, abuse, sexual assault. It's bad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Troubled people, troubled folks.
All right. Well, I guess it's about time for us to get to some remix morning news and different things like that. But you know how we do Thursday.
Yeah. Hey, look, don't buy this book. I didn't either. I just want to put this out there. This is a terrible book on Mao. I got somebody drop in the chats.
Okay.
Me some better books on Mao. I just started reading some Mao stuff. This is one of these like white writers, and the first thing they say is, you know, he loved treachery or whatever. Like it's like within, you know, he was motivated by death. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So I'm going to still read it because I feel like I need more surprising. Like I don't have a lot of Mao reading history, so I just want some better Mao books. I got one back here. I'm going to pop open soon too. But anybody got some good Mao books? Yeah, I know. I know. Just read Mao. Yeah, I'm going to read Mao too. I hate when people answer things. I didn't ask you. Of course, I'm going to read Mao directly.
Who would that be? That's being smart in the chat.
That'd be Ricky. That'd be Ricky Ryan.
Oh
Ricky
my
Ryan.
God.
Yeah,
When she in the chat room, she different. She got a new hairdo. She different. I'm telling you.
No, it's insane.
Find out.
It just communicates
So
differently.
in addition to reading Mao directly, I want to read biographies on Mao. That's what I'm asking. I really get a lot out of biographies and histories. I feel those things are really motivating for me, and I'm looking for some good ones. So yeah.
Okay. What book would you say could be motivation for me?
You? Like the ABCs and shit?
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. I mean, I think you
Don't
need to
take
start
that,
way
Doctor.
at the beginning. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
take that. Don't take
Hey, it's
that.
a rhyme book. I like rhyme books.
At the beginning. Just at the
All right.
beginning.
Just
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Wasn't
Okay.
Dr. Seuss very problematic? Wasn't he a Yahtzee? What's his Yahtzee? What's his problem?
What?
What was wrong with Dr. Seuss? Was he a eugenicist? Like something?
Oh, there was something with Dr. Seuss.
There's
There was
something
something
fucked
with
up
Dr.
with Dr. Seuss, and I
Yeah,
can't
there
remember.
was something.
Was he into
I can't
eugenics?
remember it either, but it was some Dr. Seuss.
Was
I
he
just-
down with Adolf? What?
Hey,
I
might
can't
have
remember
been.
what his problem
I,
was.
I don't know. I
I
want the
just-
estate suing us, but there was something. Let's name it directly.
Yeah. I'll just stick with my Octavia Butler books. All right. But
Okay,
that's
excuse. Okay, my bad. Highfalutin. You tell him, doctor. Tell him. You
mean,
we
I like-
literate out this motherfucker.
I like sci-fi.
You got that? I've never read Octavia. Everybody around me has. They
Mhm.
get praises.
Wow.
Everybody's got, but I'm not a big fiction reader, so I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
Mm.
You got to get out of this crazy world sometime in your mind.
true that. True.
All right, let's go ahead and take our first break right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Oh! Yeah, y'all know what it is. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there. Get footage that's rare. And what you can do right here, right now, is you can look at the bottom of the screen and be like, damn, they got a website? That's right, blkliberationmedia.org. Go there, donate, don't hate, share like you care. Speaking of sharing and caring, I wanted to give a shout out to a brother that shared and cared for the culture of hip hop. He goes by the name of Fat Man Scoop. Crooklyn Clan. Yeah. All right, so let me let you know a little bit about Fat Man Scoop. In case you don't know, his name is Isaac Freeman III. I always like when people have the third after the three initials. So he was a hype man, rapper, radio personality. He also did some TV, but you might know him from when Missy dropped Lose Control. He's doing the ad-libs, and also It's Like That by Mariah Carey. But this Be Faithful joint right here. Yeah, that right there. That was the track that gets you going in the party. Straight from Manhattan, New York, grew up in Harlem. And yeah, he pretty much got his name from his grandpops. He said he was a big boy that liked ice cream, so he liked the Fat Man Scoop it all up. So that's where he got it. But he did his thing with that Be Faithful remix, or with that Faithful mix, and then he got on some other different tracks like Little John, remix for Salt Shaker, all types of different ones. He was even played a part in the Boondocks on that animation, on the Thugnificent animations. He also hosted a reality podcast and on MTV called Man and Wife. He did a show with his wife talking about jobs, finance, relationships, and sex. And yeah, dude has been out here doing this thing for a while. So I just wanted to show him some love. He pretty much was performing, what was it, August 30th, 2024, in Connecticut on stage where he passed out. CPR came about, and the next day he was rushed to the hospital, and the next day he was pronounced dead at the age of 56. So big up to that brother right there, Fat Man Scoop. Thank you for your work. And yeah, let's get it hype and take you back to Remix Morning Crew.
All the ladies, if you're in here, I need to hear y'all.
Yeah.
That's a hurt piece right there.
Yeah. He died on stage too, right?
Yeah, like a soldier. It's like a soldier want to die in the field. Died on stage doing his thing he loved. That's what I'm talking about.
So actually, I have a Fat Man Scoop story. Can I tell you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very sad to hear this news. So
I hear you sound like it.
Because not everybody's a nice person, and I had the chance to meet him a couple times. He was extremely nice. So first time I met him, and this is the best time. So I had the internship. I was doing the radio station in Philly. This was 99. I was in college, and it was summertime, summer of 99. This had to have been, I'm going to say midsummer, July, because that same summer, I had actually received my diagnosis of my disability, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, I was kind of stunned by it. And I don't know how it came up in conversation, because he came to the radio station to fill in for Kobe Cole. Kobe Cole was the night show host, and Fat Man Scoop was up there filling in for Kobe. I was Kobe's intern, so I was there helping Fat Man Scoop. And I had somehow brought this up to him, and he had told me a story. He was like, yo, Ma, I'm like, there's not disabled people in the industry. And he was like, yeah, Ma, but I'm saying, though, I was just at this party, and this shorty was in a wheelchair, yo, niggas was coming up to her asking, can I push you around? Can I help you? Can I do this? He was like, it's not going to be like what you think it is. It's going to be all right. And also, and I appreciated his words of encouragement there, but he was an interesting guy because he was the first person I kind of noticed with, if I say neurosis, that's not the right word, but he kind of had these little quirks. So he kept a can of Lysol on him, like a little can of Lysol, and he'd always spray it around himself. And I'm like, what's up with that? And he said, because he was a big boy, and when he was younger, he said he used to get teased for stinking, right? And so he said he never wanted nobody to be around him and say that he was stinking. So he kept spraying, like he was very, hygiene conscious in that way. A really, really, really nice person like that. My feelings are very hurt that Fat Man Scoop is gone from out of here at age 56, which is bananas. So you guys know that Fat Man Scoop was a good man out here. So shout out to him.
Big up to Fat Man Scoop. All right, so that's what it is. I would say that track right there is forever going to get the party going. Whenever you throw that on, it's a wrap. Everybody like
yeah.
The love
like the background being like, yeah.
Right. Well, let y'all get to it, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
All right.
Thank you, Air Doctor. Come out.
Kim Brown.
How are you feeling out here?
I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I just wanted to tell you I'm very proud of you. You know what I'm saying?
You are?
I am. Right,
not
only for the work that you do, but you a good family man out here too.
I have a moment.
That's great. All right, shut up, man. You a good family man out here too, Ear Doctor. You just left your family, but come out. You a good family man. You just left the Bahamas. It's fine. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Kamau is still there. Stop it. Knock it off. You can come on. You can come on and defend yourself. Otherwise, knock it off with the memery. But anyway,
hilarious.
Let us Afro beat ourselves into some news right here.
Or did I love it. Love it.
It's growing on us. Yeah.
I know. Little Fela. You can't hate on Fela.
Can't hate on Fela. Shout out. Did you ever see the Fela musical? Did you see that?
I don't think I ever saw the musical. I never saw the musical. No, I've seen some docs on my man. My man was he led a wild life and stuff like that, an enjoyable life, and he got a political, and the government was shutting that shit down. So, but he stood up strong, like because like all praises due to Fela. He was a big influence on a whole bunch of different artists around the world. So
he better with all them wires. Good Lord.
he did have a bunch. See, I tried to say it without saying it. I said he was a wild dude out here.
I mean, everybody was with it and consenting. God willing, I'm hoping, right? Like nobody.
Oh yeah, I don't think
nobody was coerced.
That's our true African culture. So yeah.
Oh boy. Well, there's a history. There's a tradition. There is a tradition.
Are Mormons African too? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not just Africans, right?
They get our culture from us.
They probably do.
Not that one. Hopefully not that one. I don't think. I think they came up with that one on their own. I mean, they came up with a whole Bible. I mean, not that the Bible isn't coming up with a whole Bible. They came up with a new one in a modern era. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
Lord.
they had people. What is it? The dude who he just appeared in the New World and shit. I was like, I like this. I couldn't get down with it, but it's like, y'all go.
Hey, my guy, you talking about fiction. Get to writing, Kamal. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm gonna have to do that. Niggas need a little religion, apparently. The politics don't make you disciplined, but the religion can make you do a whole bunch of stuff, B. A whole bunch of stuff.
That's right.
Free of charge.
Inshallah. Yes.
Inshallah.
Anyway. It's the Remix Morning Show, y'all. It's Black Liberation Media. Their Thursday morning edition with Kamal Franklin, Kim Brown, my ear doctor. Big up to the remixes in the chat. We appreciate y'all. It's hard out here, y'all. We over here struggling. Y'all, we struggling. It's woo. We appreciate y'all showing up, and I can't underscore that enough. Like y'all's continued support, free support, supporting via for the chat and views and all that shit. We appreciate all that shit, the material support too. But damn, we need a motivation to keep this ship sailing. So we thank you all for
I mean, I've had thoughts lately. That's why I said I feel better today, because the last couple of days I was like, you know what, I might be done. But I just saw too, people gave some resources in the chat, so we appreciate that. That's really beautiful. I didn't have to come out and even ask. Folks donated. I appreciate that. Folks bought some sea moss yesterday. I appreciate that. We just started to relaunch of our sea moss, starting with that dry moss, and folks are doing that. So all praises due to the chat, to the audience. If somebody like me gets through it all, it's because I do know that there's a larger audience out there that's not only supportive but with us, organizing. Likes the information that we were able to give, likes the organizing chats. So all praises due.
Yep. And you guys, the suckers have tried it. Okay. That's all I can say. The suckers have absolutely tried it out here. But what we, Kamal, Ear Doctor, the rest of the collective, what we need to understand is that the suckers are few and our supporters are many. You know what I'm saying? So we can't focus on sucker energy and sucker shit and sucker niggas. You know what I mean? Like we not suckers. it's the important thing. We not suckers. The chat ain't suckers, and it's more of us than it is suckers. So we need to remember that and hold that very tightly to our chest.
Very true. Very true. Okay, you got some news? I got a story to start with, unless you got some stuff you want to start with.
I do have stuff. I don't have it ready, but we can go with whatever you have.
Okay.
I like to can I shout out real quick to the people of Turkey? The people of Turkey. I don't know what kind of time Turkey be on, but the shit that I saw on the national news, they showed it on it. Unless the Hope talked about it, this shit had to have been serious. That some Marines got their ass whooped in Turkey. Ass whooped in Turkey. I said, wait a minute. I said, niggas getting beat up in NATO countries? Oh shit. Y'all done fucked around and found out.
We got to pull that up. I heard about that, but I didn't read it deeply about it. So yeah, no, that is, that's a round of applause right there. Yeah. People doing what their governments won't do. So
Hey.
that's the thing. That's the thing. And they know, them governments know. Like them checks ain't gonna carry on forever. You know what I'm saying? The people know what side you're on. They see, Turkey's playing the middle ground, but they doing a little better than Jordan, or they're doing a little better than Egypt. But people see what their governments are doing and where they standing and who they supporting against their own folks. That's always the thing when they do it against their own folks for the money. It's all for the money. So let's get that. That'll be our second story. We'll pull something up for that.
Yeah, there's so many stories, and of course, I have none ready. I'm also perturbed about the Department of Justice announcing these charges against Hamas, and it's like, the fuck forward, fuck y'all about to do. But they also, I think, either redesignated or something with Hezbollah, right? And so I have come out, and so I'm in love with a Hezbollah fighter. Shout out to Ali Mortada out here doing
Okay.
Allah's work out here. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Are y'all gonna hold this against me that I have chosen the team that I want to root for? I can't root for them. I can't root for them. Why? For what? Because the Department of Justice said so?
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Their prisons and their jails and their cops and their spies. That's why you got to be careful. Yeah.
But that's
somebody said in the
bullshit,
chat,
though.
be careful. Huh?
I don't dig. I mean, come on. We can't root for who we want to win. I mean,
We can. We just won't be on it. We just won't be on the Empire's airwaves if we do. So
damn it. I mean, was we not supposed to be rooting for the Sioux to defeat Custer?
that's how I feel about it. No, you are completely correct on that. I was like, there's not enough comparisons between, to me, the sort of the situation of Palestine and the situation of the indigenous people here is so simple. It's such a modern day version of it. And I think when people talk about it, there needs to be more juxtaposition around exactly what you said. So I wasn't supposed to be rooting for the indigenous folks against Custer or against the U.S. cavalry. I'm supposed to be on the side. The same lies and stories that they tell about the Palestinians were the same lies and stories that they told about the indigenous people, calling them savages, while they were like doing the smallpox blankets, while they were removing them from the land, while they're basically attacking them and killing them and so forth. And any defense by them was made to be savagery and the propaganda mills and all that kind of stuff that started burning up all Hollywood. Some of his first inclinations, the Western movie is based on the white man propaganda of winning the West from the savage natives and so forth. So, yeah, I feel like that's usually one of my first comparisons. And you're right. Somebody said even the ideas of how they talk about, like here, when you read history about them talking about this land was unpopulated, the native population was sparse, that the land was unused. Those are the same exact stories that the so-called Israelis use to justify their taking of Palestinian land. So I think it's a perfect analogy. But of course, we just have to be careful because the white man controls the airwaves. And so we still got to get the messages out. But yeah.
I'm rooting for who I want to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for who I want to win. And
we're all going to be joining the Kim Brown channel soon until that one.
and then they're gonna come ding me.
And they're gonna throw you out. Yeah, that's right.
I thought listen, I'm so encouraged. Like I'm on chapter 8 of this audio book about this it's called White Trash, about 400 years of class in America. This white woman wrote it. White folks dragging each other. I love it. But cracker is a term white folks use to describe themselves or each other or the lower classes, right? So it's not like a racial term. And so my point is, I call white people crackers all the time on my show. So I figured some white would have got mad and reported me by now for racial slurs, but you can't. That's y'all shit.
I don't know. They're not going to play fair. They'll still report you. Here's another one you should read when you get. This is a historical one. We want white tenants in our white community, settlers, the mythology of the white proletariat. Let me get my hand there. From Mayflower to modern day Sakai, I believe. So this is not a new book. This is an old book, but it's one of the books that the radicals in the 70s and 80s wrote, or was a sort of like an important book for folks in some ways, this was actually a counter to Howard Zinn's The People's History of the United States, because it felt that although Howard Zinn's book was fantastic and great, that it didn't go far enough in explaining exactly what the white population was. And here it's like in this particular book, you know, the idea of the white working class was like, for them, for this book, it's mostly mythology, as in the whites that came here were always part of the bourgeois, were down with the ideology. And a lot of them actually, even to afford to come here, were somewhat of the middle class and so forth. So he disputes the idea that there really is a white proletariat, as opposed to the whites were always down with the white supremacy project. So, you know, you can pick and choose what you like and what you think is good to use out of it. But it's a really good book as a guide, as a read, even to sharpen analysis in terms of the role of white folks in the making of not only historic America, but modern America.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the way that the upper crust drags the lower whites, it's savage, to be quite honest. Like it's, I mean, these descriptors and, you know, the conditions that the upper whites felt that the lower whites, you know, should be made to endure because they themselves were mongrels or of a lower breed stock, of the kind of stock that, like, this book talks about. We're in the early part, I think, getting to the Confederacy, Civil War. Well, actually, we're just post Civil War so far where I'm at. But talked about the emphasis that the founding fathers, Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, all that put on, emphasized on breeding, right? Good breeding, if you come from good stock. And they applied, you know, the rules of animal husbandry and tried to encourage, you know, white women to choose better partners. But when it came to the lower classes, like how the Civil War, the Confederates were actually, you know, made to be the bougies, right? The Southern planter class, the gentry class. But it's wild how modern day Confederate identity and pride and all that, it's these hillbillies, it's these rednecks. But during the Civil War, it was the poor whites that were being conscripted to fight. And they was like, for what? We don't have shit. We don't have no land. We ain't got no sled. The fuck we fighting for? And they bounced. They bailed out, left the Confederate army in droves. But anyway, the way they talk about each other is woo. It's sheesh. But the cracker has been in effect since the 1760s. It hit its zenith like in the Jacksonian era, and you had, you know, these crackers identified themselves happily as crackers. The Kentucky corn crackers, you know, the North Carolina crackers. They was happy to call themselves cracker. It was a badge of pride, honor. And I said, let me stay with that, cracker. Yeah. I will continue in your tradition of calling y'all crackers.
What you want to be called. That's what you want to be called.
Does that come from whip cracking, as they would say?
No, it doesn't. So the Southerners, and even what they consider the Westerners, consider what the arrangement of the country was at the time. So the furthest west in the 1780s was like Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, maybe Missouri, Tennessee. So that was like west, right? So north, they called them squatters, right? And the term still applies, still means the same thing. And then the southern poor whites were called the crackers. It had nothing to do, by the way, it did not have anything to do with them cracking the whip. And in Jefferson's little hierarchy of, you know, most favored to least favored, excluding natives and enslaved people altogether, in his hierarchy of whites, he put the overseers at the bottom. And it said that the overseers were like the lowest form of whites, the most degrading and, you know, terrible. I mean, he just really dragged them. I said, let me bookmark that part. Shit, let me read this to the crackers. Like, here's what your founding father thinks of the police class. Let me tell you what he think of the police. He think y'all's terrible, ain't shit, ogres, buffoons, oafs, ignoramuses. You know, oh, woof. The dragons. It is just white folks dragging each other like shit in this book. I said, this is great. I love white on white violence. It's like my favorite genre.
Now say the name of the book again. The book that you just mentioned.
It's called White Trash. And then the I can't remember what the subtitle, but it's like it has 400 years of class in America, I think is in the thing. and I appreciate it. Like, and it's very enlightening. It's extremely informative. And now we moved into the early 20th century where they talk about the eugenics movement. And again, how much white people are obsessed with breeding and purity and coming from good stock. It's sheesh, and the shit that they'll do to each other. Like promiscuous white women that were sex workers, they institutionalized them, stole their children, prosecuted them in some cases, and were death on making sure that insufficient breeds, or that the term moron was coined in the early 20th century to mean that just slightly above an imbecile. like the soldiers, they said, oh, most soldiers are absolute morons, right? They're perfect little drones. Just to follow that, enough to follow instructions, but not enough to come up with your own, autonomous thoughts, etc.
I got to get that one. That sounds real good. Yeah.
Instant form. And I listened to it on the audiobook, so the inflections are hilarious. Sorry. Anyway, thank you guys for indulging my literary.
Oh, you just made me want to get. I'm going off camera.
Hey, beep beep. Whoop whoop, pull over that too fat. Whoop whoop. Sorry. Dump in the club. Thighs like what? Come out, Frankie got more booty in the butt.
I do have a lot of butt for a skinny dude, you know what I'm saying?
So
people were mentioning, these are some other ones y'all should grab. The Dawning of the Apocalypse, Gerald Horne, The Roots of Slavery, White Supremacy, Settler Colonialism, and Capitalism in the long 16th century. And then the one that folks were talking about, To Counter a Revolution of 1776, Slave Resistance and the Origins of the United States of America. So 2 more that y'all need to pop in, get some books on y'all. Maybe on Patreon, we'll do a book study. I think we keep threatening to do more stuff on Patreon, but we should do something like that.
We do keep threatening. We do keep
threatening. Yeah.
And let me encourage, authors, publishing houses, whatever, do make audio versions of your book. And this is basically for anything, in any text, brochure, pamphlet, newsletter that you want to publish. Make sure that shit it can read itself aloud, so that it can be accessible to all. That's all. That's it. The more you know.
The more you. Anyway. I'm writing the names of the books in the chat. I keep seeing people. See, this is when I do listen to the chat, when they ask with good things like this, and then I make fun of my collar. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well,
look how informative that was without even doing one real news story.
I see.
All because Kim brought up Turkey, and then she went there with her favorite, and her in between her favorite organization that she was rooting,
aka honkies.
That one never stuck hard for me.
Racial epithets.
Yeah, honkies was never a good one, was it? It was never just spelled.
I don't know who created honkies. If Norman Lear created honkies, no, it's not a good.
No, I don't think he did.
You know where the term comes from?
No.
Oh, wait, you do know?
Yeah. That's like the Johns. They would come by and honk their horn for the streetwalkers.
Are you making
and they would call them honkies. So they would honk their horn to try to get them, Okay. Why is it when I give some information that it's so questioned?
So far-fetched.
Okay, well, where do you think it come from?
I have no idea.
That's why I just told you. All right. Never mind.
Did you read that someplace, or did you? I mean, if you thought that up, that's brilliant. Don't get me wrong.
I'm brilliant. But still, listen. I do have a degree in African studies.
That's right. You tell us.
Was that forget the origins of the word honky?
Yes, honky. They were honky. They were honky. Yes, honky. Anyway,
let me defer to the chat. I feel like the chat actually knows. And not to say,
whoa!
I take that back, ear doctor. That didn't come out right. That didn't come out right.
No, that came out how you wanted it, and you couldn't filter it. Ouch! You know what?
The chat can verify. We looking for verification. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just looking for it. Let's verify.
Man, these niggas don't know nothing. Anyway, man, let's go take a quick break, man. Try to act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Peace, y'all. Y'all don't even know what that means. Anyway, let's take a real quick break right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go.
honeysuckle land, a great big expression of happiness.
Ooh, Curtis Mayfield in the morning. Y'all ready? This is the Remix Morning Show, y'all. Come on, man. Where you gonna go to get hip hop, house, reggae, good talk, good conversation, all that right here on Black Liberation Media, man. In case you didn't know, so hit that like button, subscribe, and all that, man. Stop playing with me. Stop playing. All right, boom. So let's talk about it real quick. I wanted to give props to a certain sister. I'm still out here in the stars, in the space, because when I seen her face, I mean, she sent me. Who am I talking about? We had to put some music on for no other than Pam Grier, y'all. All right, let's talk about it. Now, Pamela Suzette Grier. Yes, actress and singer. I did not know that she was a singer. And she was looked at as one of the first black female action stars in movies of black exploitation back in the 70s. She had a bunch of women in prison films. She got all types of awards. Talk about an Emmy Award, Golden Globe Award, Screen Actors Guild Award, Satellite Award, a Saturn Award. I didn't even know that was an award, but she got it. Especially when she came out in 1973 with her movie Coffee. And then from Coffee to Foxy Brown the next year. And then just a bunch of different movies, all the way to where she's still doing movies to this day. Think about this, y'all. First movie back in 1973, and she's still in movies to this day, in sitcoms, all types of stuff. So she's been on all types of TV. But she came out of North Carolina, but she was more of a Air Force base. What they call military? Yeah, she went all around with her people. So they looked at her and she said she's like black, Hispanic, Chinese, Filipino heritage. She got all that. And yeah. So like I said, she got a lot of dope movies. And we talk about common sense being with a lot of people. Now this sister right here, let me give you a little track list of this sister right here. One of the first guys she dated was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Did you know that? Yes, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was going to marry her if she converted to Islam, but she was like, nah. So that same day, he found another sister and he married her. Wow. All right. So boom. After that, she said, it's cool, but let me get with Richard Pryor. She got with Richard Pryor, tried to get him from doing drugs and stuff like that, but he couldn't do it. So she was like, I got to get up out of here. And then next thing you know, she's with Don Cornelius from Soul Train, Wilt Chamberlain. I mean, I'm just saying, she like what she like. And big up to that sister because she was fine. All right, so with that said, go check out her movie. She got a whole bunch. Thank you, sister, for being one of the first action heroes that we love. Pam Grier. All right, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Sorry, I fanned out a little bit.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, have you done Curtis Mayfield?
Not yet.
You gotta do Curtis. And when you played that song, it all came rushing back. I spent 2 years. I feel like 2 years. I listened to Curtis Mayfield almost exclusively. I got so deep into Curtis Mayfield music. I was like, and that was always one of my favorite songs. I think The Making of You.
Makings of You. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
You hear that harp?
Gorgeous song.
It's a harp.
Wait a minute.
I know.
Yeah.
Curtis don't get in. He's probably one of the greatest musicians of all time and doesn't get the credit. Does not get the credit.
Wait a minute. We got Erica Brown in the chat room. Why is Ear Doctor always pocket watching? When I was pocket watching.
What are you pocket watching?
Nothing. She don't hear too good. But
shut up. What's up, Sister Erica?
And then I love Pam Grier. Love. Now I know I can. I'm gonna. Y'all gonna hate me. My first screen titties I ever saw.
Oh yeah.
Was Pam Grier.
That's not too bad. I thought you were going to say something worse, like your first,
good, yeah, and yeah,
Nocturnal Emission was Pam.
Oh, it could also probably be true, but I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah,
I don't recall.
Jet magazine cover on the wall.
Gorgeous woman, gorgeous.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Dangerous. You know what I mean? Played them roles, and again, because I'm a '60s baby, I remember the '70s exploitations era. But some of those movies were just fantastic, great action movies. I think I remember once he pulled out the blade from the mouth and boom, boom. Yeah. So they were, yeah. For what they were like, they gave, a lot of, like, black heroes, villains, and everything else. So there's like, Pam Grier. Oof.
Yes.
And I'm not mad at the rundown of the lover roster. You know what I'm saying? If you dated a bunch of, I guess successful, I wouldn't really call any of those dudes good looking. Maybe Will Chamberlain.
You don't think Kareem?
Oh, Kareem. I'll give it to Kareem.
Kareem had a look, and Wood had a look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Richard, I'm not sure, but
Richard was the man though. He could laugh your pants off.
And that's exactly what he did. Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
He offered some cocaine, and so everything was good.
Yeah, Richard was out here doing Pam dirty. He was dealing with a couple of white gals on the side. You know what I'm saying? While he was dating Pam.
He married her while he was dating. He married another woman while he was dating.
Yeah, I think that was the big story, right? They were supposed to be very serious, and then something happened. And all of a sudden, she said she found out, like through either news reports or something else, that he married some white woman. And Kareem married some white woman. Kareem, like he married some.
He did. Yeah.
Which when I found that out, I was like, I thought he was like a 60s militant,
Yeah, and just just be clear, don't matter how fine you are, ladies, these men will embarrass you. They will embarrass your fine ass. Yes, they will. You think they won't?
John Amos married a white with Good Times dad.
He did. That was
You got like 12 white like mulatto kids.
Oh, I see again. I'm not upset at the biracial. Whatever. I don't care.
No, she was not a Muslim. That white woman he married was not a Muslim. She was some sort of she was into the like the yoga shit, or like the whole spiritual part.
From yoga.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. But it don't matter how fine you are, these men will embarrass you. See Beyonce, see Nia Long, see a long list of beautiful women embarrassed by their mans.
All right. Well, big up to Pam Grier. I know we had another school shooting here in Georgia, so I know that's probably one of the stories you're about to get to.
I wasn't going to get to that.
Okay.
You were or was not?
Was not. No.
I was not either. And there's no slight disrespect to those lost, but unfortunately, it's another day in paradise. Like that, it's another day in America when a school gets shot up. And what the fuck is Brian? It was the governor named Kemp. What's Kemp gonna do about the shit? Aren't they giving away goddamn guns at the 7-Eleven with your morning coffee? You know what I'm saying? Like,
solution is going to be the kids going to have to bring guns. The solution is going to be the teachers going to have guns. The solution is going to be the custodial staff will have to have guns. That's going to always be the solution. More guns in the schools, more guns around the schools. That's always it's not about taking no gun away. It's about more guns, more guns, more guns.
More cowbells. All right.
Thank you, Ear Doctor.
Thank you, Ear Doctor. Thank you, Remixers. We are at 378. Let's get them likes up. Let's get those any donations that y'all could possibly give. Remember, BOKLiberationMedia.org. See, I got it right finally. BOKLiberationMedia.org. Please drop something there. We'll be dropping some more content on Patreon one day. So, go over there soon. Remember, we have been demonetized by the YouTube overlords, but we don't care. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep raising resources. We're going to keep giving you the things that you want and that you need in order to get your day going in this really reactionary society. So, yeah.
Say that, Kamal. Thank you. Thank you for that. Did you have a story that you wanted to start with? I did send you a story and your emailery. Or shout out to Sister Erica. I know Sister Erica is like, y'all niggas do not go to that.
Oh, no. My story is from Sister Erica. I was like, this is fascinating. Not surprising, but fascinating.
What's that?
So my story is, it says, in 11 minutes, these Black landowners lost their property to a railroad. So landowners in the rural Sparta, Georgia, vowed to fight Wednesday's decision by the state's Public Service Commission in court. And so basically, it says landowners in a predominantly Black town in rural Georgia have been fighting to keep their properties from falling into the hands of a railroad company were dealt another blow on Wednesday when a state regulatory authority ruled in favor of the railroad. During the Wednesday session, the Georgia Public Service Commission unanimously approved Standardville's Railroad Co's proposed rail spur in Sparta, a project would cut through the historically Black community. The 5-member commission is made up of 3 white men. There's 1 Black member and 1 white woman. The commissioners didn't offer any feedback on their decision during the 11-minute live streamed meeting. Shaw, the chairman of the board, provided the only comment. I would like to say this has been a long, difficult case, and I want to thank all the parties and especially thank our staff for their diligence, hard work, and all the parties for their professionalism and decorum shown on this case. In other words, because they didn't make a ruckus, which they probably should have. Obviously, they should have, and shut that shit down. You want to thank them for allowing you to make your decision and for you to go home peacefully and have a meal with the railroad company's executives that you just gave the land away. So it says 2 families, 1 Black and white, own the majority of parcels. The decision disappointed the landowners who were not allowed to speak at the meeting,
What?
but issued a statement vowing to continue to fight to keep their land by appealing in court. It says Blaine Smith, a Black man who is heir to 600 acres that came into their family in the 1920s, said in a statement, "We're determined to keep fighting against the attempt to take our ancestral land from us. We want to keep our property whole so we can pass it down to our children and they can continue to build their generational wealth." It says the construction would also have an impact on other Black residents in the community who believe it would affect their quality of life. I'm sure it would. And it says this case is one of dozens involving private companies or governmental entities using eminent domain to take Black land for the sake of economic development. And it says eminent domain is a centuries-old practice, obviously, in which the government takes over land. The law provides that property owners receive just compensation, but some legal experts and landowners told Capital B, and that's the name of the newspaper reporting this, that Black communities aren't experiencing just and fair processes and say there needs to be more accountability to stop government's abuse of eminent domain. And so let me just see if there's anything else I think that is pertinent here. It says the battle over the project began last year when several property owners, Black and white, refused to sell parcels of their land to the company, which is located 25 miles away. It's the Benjamin Tarbutton III is the owner of the Sandersville Railroad, has contended this development is expected to create 20 temporary construction jobs,
20 whole jobs,
a dozen permanent jobs, claiming with an average salary and benefits of $90,000 and generate over 15 million annually. That ain't going to landowners. Exactly.
Generate 15 million a year for who? For whomst?
That's exactly correct. So this it says 2 weeks, I'll read this last part. 2 weeks after the hearing, the Georgia State Rep Spencer Fry sent a letter to the commission describing the land acquisition as a heist attempt where private businesses are looking to increase their profits by taking folks' land despite their resistance to sell. And so, so this is part of not only past history, but current history as white capital with the government, again, in a majority Black area, but controlled by majority whites, rules to take away Black land from these folks and give it to this railroad company.
Standard operating procedure. This has been part of the upper whites, because now I have some sympathy for the lower whites, but the upper whites, this is how they roll. Like the whole time, the government also. So every major highway that traverses this country, especially going through urban areas or traditionally Black areas, it used to be a Black neighborhood there, right? Certain part 95, 55, 75, 85, where you pick a 5, everywhere. Black people have had their land stolen, plundered. They have been displaced. They have not received compensation. I don't expect these folks to receive, quote, just compensation. I don't even know what that would and could look like when we're talking about land that has been in this family, in this one family's hands for 100 years or more. And what is the likelihood that the railroad actually needs this spur? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is not a need based thing. This is something for them to extract more money, you know, cut their travel costs in half, or whatever the fuck reason it is. It all has to do with saving money at the end of the day, and they don't care about the plight of these folks. And it's interesting. Number one, there was no public comment. I wonder if the families intend to sue, even if they can sue, because I don't know, can you sue over eminent domain, Kamal? Because that's a little murky, right? I
Mhm.
mean,
Well, they're going to go to the appeals court to appeal the decision by the board. But you're right. Eminent domain is a classic technique that has been used over and over again to say that the government can show a need and pay, you know, what they consider to be fair compensation. It doesn't have to be market rate, to be honest, but what they consider to be fair compensation. Most courts have held up the ability of the government to be able to use this approach to take the land of common people. So, you know, even if there's like, you know, other possible, like there could be other possible routes. Or like you said, what is the justification for going through this rural community in town that splits the larger Black community in half based on this article? What could possibly be the justification beyond racism and profit, and not giving a damn about the consequences for that Black community? So yeah.
and though maybe not directly related, this feels maybe like a response to the recent settlement that the federal government got or came to with Black farmers. What was the settlement amount, chat? Was it $2 billion? Somewhere in that neighborhood, compensating Black farmers for, you know, decades, generational long disinvestment, not giving farmers, Black farmers specifically, the same access to resources, loans, etc., that white farmers have had, right? And I
Mhm.
even think the Trump Vance ticket has spouted this off as part of their shit. Like, what did Vance say? Like, you know, Biden Harris is giving money to Black farmers, and we don't want, you know, a society where people are only only treated well based off their race. Really, you know, say really. So I don't know. Maybe again, I might be reaching here, but you know, we know how the whites do, baby. I
Mhm.
mean, the whites of the new age whites, the old school whites will come to the neighborhood and burn the shit down and take people out their beds and shit. The new whites get in positions of power and they just
Mhm.
legislate and regulate and
Mhm.
take things the legal way, the real
Mhm.
gangster way.
Exactly. The whites already, I mean, they already know that they don't have to say race. They don't have to use
Mm.
white. You know, they can just do what they're doing and claim that there's some specific reason as to why they're doing it. And that's all it takes. So that, you know, like the sophisticated whites don't even have to use any racial terms as they did in the past to justify their actions. They're just saying they're doing good government. Or they'll just say this is the law. The law is race neutral. It just so happens to always benefit us, but you know, that just happens to be the case, whatever. So yeah, I know you have a story, but I want to preempt your story with
Mhm.
another story because I want you to comment on
Ooh,
the story. And I meant to do this earlier, but again, someone in the chat, again, shout out to the chat today.
hey chat.
Because they said that somebody actually brought up, did you comment on this story? And I don't remember you commenting on this story. And this is one of your favorite people in the world.
Redman.
Military veterans skeptical of Westmore's inaccurate Bronze Star claim. So apparently, Westmore has finally got a little bit of pushback from his idealized biography, in which he
Man.
is some military hero, stand up dude. So it says military veterans said Governor Westmore may lose some credibility as a voice for his party within their ranks after he apologized for a White House application that inaccurately claimed he received a Bronze Star. The up and coming politician and former U.S. Army captain with the 82nd Airborne Division has been courting veterans on behalf of Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz for Vice President. Moore has made veterans issue a key policy platform for his administration and assigned laws in the General Assembly. No one cares about all that part. Let me see. So it says former U.S. Air Force Captain Wes Green was among the veterans gathered in Annapolis. Again, I want to get to the juice of him lying. Okay, here we go. Documents uncovered by the New York Times showed he claimed the commendation of the Bronze Star, but never received one. Moore's former commanding officer, Lieutenant General Michael Fenzo, said last week he had encouraged Moore, and this is a lie, to list the Bronze Star on his 2006 application for a White House fellow, and was unaware Moore never received the honor. Fenzo said he would resubmit Moore's nomination for the Bronze Star. The New York Times reporter Moore came just a week after the first-term Democrat delivered a prime speech of his party's national convention. And it says, during a CNN interview last week with journalist Dana Bash, Walz blamed poor grammar for misspeaking in 2018 when he claimed he carried weapons of war. This is Walz's attempting. So they are like sprucing up their military record. But anyway, so Moore has claimed to have gotten a Bronze Star. And this is in the New York Times article, was a little better in terms of parsing out the details. It was not only an application, but he actually had said it once, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And now all of it is being taken back. And I guess people are trying to take the blame for for Moore's misstep or saying the wrong terms by claiming that, it was on the way anyway, or we're going to resubmit it, blah, blah, blah. What is your take on Wes Moore being caught lying about receiving the Bronze Star?
I mean, Wes Moore has lied about a lot of shit. Wes Moore lied and said he's from Maryland. I mean, the lies, they don't stop. I mean, it doesn't shock me. You guys, Wes Moore is an op. And again, not an op like the kids say. Yeah, I guess he is an opposition, but he's an operative, okay? An agent, a plant. Like he is the Manchurian candidate. Like everything about him is deeply contrived, right? And I don't know who is the main, marionette puller of the strings behind Wes Moore, but whoever it is brilliant, because they saw an opening, an opportunity. The empire is weak right now. We can slide our mans right up in here and put him in position. In 8 years, Wes Moore about to be running things. It disappoints me so much that Black people in my state have fallen for this shit. God damn. Jesus Christ. You would think Baltimoreans, Prince George's Countyans, Mocoians, Montgomery Countyans, y'all, we don't recognize game. Y'all don't recognize game. Anyway, it doesn't shock me. I think it was a slate.com piece. I can't remember what was the publication. This was when Wes Moore was running for governor. I think this was even before he was elected governor. Only one person kind of did an in-depth piece, like, some of this man's story ain't exactly holding up under scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? But people are so excited. Oh, he's going to be the first Black governor. Oh my God, look at his family. Look at his da-da-da. It's like, Jesus Christ, like y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even care that Wes Moore is Fugazi out here. So let me say this, doesn't shock me. I'm not shocked. Wes Moore, by the way, God damn, he's good though. I will give it. He ain't Obama good, but he good, Camus. So the local Fox affiliate here does they have live local news. They do these trips, they call them zip trips. Anyway, Wes Moore showed up at the last zip trip, right? He was there for like an hour, like getting all this free TV time in this DC market, right? Wes Moore, bald head gleaming, this nigga smiling and shit, talk anyway. He just makes me so sick because he's too good. He's too good at it, and I don't like it because I peep game. Okay, you know how many light-skinned niggas have run game on me? A lot. Okay. How many light-skinned niggas with good teeth have run game? I've seen this before. Okay, and I'm sad. I'm so sad that so many people are being bamboozled by this. But yep, I mean his story could absolutely fall apart under. I
was going to ask you. So, do you think that obviously this seems to be like the first crack that's made national news, and the New York Times put it in? Do you think this is going to regulate him to only being a governor? Or do you think his national ambitions, he's going to come up with a story, or like what? So what do you think this means for him long term? Nothing, or is it a blip or whatever?
If it's the first of what I believe to be many, let's say deliberate inaccuracies, if this is the first, trickle it could have some consequence later on. The whole issue of stolen valor is something that I guess white America takes seriously. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care if Tim Walz lies. I don't care what about the military shit. I don't care because to be honest, Westmore is probably gonna lie about and to the not be fully transparent about all the shit he did in Afghanistan. That's the kind of lie I expect from him, right? Like he not gonna tell us about the families and the innocents that likely he killed in the theater of war. I don't expect that kind of truth from Westmore. But you should have seen him. He had an answer. Like that was the first question that he was asked at this live event down at National Harbor. First question he was asked, Governor Moore, there's a story in the New York Times about your Bronze Star. And he had his answer ready and he sounded confident. He was like, yeah. It was just a technicality. We're going to resubmit the paperwork. And he really made it sound like it was no big deal.
Nothing.
Right. I mean, and the way he presented it sounded like no big deal. And to be clear, that's no big deal to me. I don't give a fuck about stolen valor.
Yeah.
All that shit. I don't care. But it's going to be just the first, I hope, of many exposures, but I don't know if it'll matter, Kamal, because people are so invested
Enamored,
in the persona and what he could be, right? He could be the next Obama. He could be our next, or I guess third.
We already have our surprise next Obama. Next Obama that nobody expected has already arisen, so he could be our third Obama.
Kamal,
I wonder how he feels. Because my first suspicion was that none of them, that either they were hoping, of course, that Biden won, and then that allows them the next time around to everybody jump in, or of course, if Trump wins, that again allows everybody to jump in 4 years in 2028. But if Kamala actually does win, then they sitting on 8 years of waiting, not 4 years of waiting, but 8 years of waiting.
Potentially, and I think Westmore has the potential to be a 2-term governor here in Maryland because, again, bad times. he could be a 2-term governor here, or he could get a promotion in the Harris Walz administration. I see him with a cabinet position, right? He might get a cabinet position and then be on that next Democratic presidential ticket.
Although I don't know if I think that's worked out well for those who've taken cabinet positions and then thought they were going to be president, right?
That's true. Very true.
Yeah. It's usually better to stay in some
governor,
a senator or governor. Not even who's the last governor that was president? I guess Bush.
Yep. It was Bush.
Yeah. So it's for all you seeking higher office in the world. Don't go into the administration's cabinet because that'll just decrease your. It'll give you a lifetime money to be a lobbyist and to all the corporations. Of course, that's secured.
But that's your ceiling.
That's exactly. You have higher ambitions of being the president of the empire. Then stick with your Senate, being a senator / governor. Those are your best chances or whatever for being.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like Westmore.
I know. So I was so beautiful to hear you go off on them. I do have your story up. You want me to do that?
Yeah. So this is an unfortunate story coming out of DC, and to my recent recollection, this might be the third sleeping person that DC police have killed in about 2 or 3 years, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, well, I rephrase. It makes perfect sense when we understand the nature of police violence in our communities. But tragically, this young person who was a violence interrupter in the community, whose job it was literally to help settle and diffuse, conflicts in the neighborhood. Police killed him. Okay. And a story sounded fucking fishy out the gate. They said that he was sleeping in the car in the drive-through and he was armed, right? But then they said that he tried to grab the cop's gun. Well, what the fuck is it? If he was armed, why is he reaching for a police gun? That don't even make no damn sense. And when it doesn't make sense, kids, it's probably not true. And what have we learned from all of these police murders is that the very first thing, even the second, third, fourth, fifth thing that the police say in terms of what happened is a lie. All of it, lies, fabrications, misdirection. So let's check out the story.
Attorney General Brian Schwab says Justin Robinson did the important and dangerous work of mediating disputes in crime-ridden sections of the city, a job that requires a certain set of skills with a background that often includes time in prison.
I'm very, very saddened by the death of Mr. Robinson. As I said, I want to let the facts play out, the investigation determine what actually happened. But here's the reality. A lot of people doing this work of violence interruption work in our city, they have been convicted of crimes in the past. They have done their time. They have done their penance. And now they are looking for ways to make their city better.
D.C. Superior Court records show Justin Robinson pleaded guilty to a charge of assault with intent to kill in 2018 and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was released in January of 22. Cure the Streets is a grant-based program Schwab says is driving down crime in the city.
We look geographically at where historic crime has occurred before the Cure the Streets sites came into play. We look at it over time chronologically, and we can measure the number of shootings, the number of fatalities. We also measure the number of mediations and agreements and community events that are being created in those communities, because it's not just disrupting the cycle of violence, it's then building relationships.
This video, shared with News 4 by a member of Robinson's family, was posted on social media. It purports to show Robinson's car in the McDonald's drive-thru just before the shooting. News 4 has not been able to independently verify the video. D.C. police have released a photograph of the gun they say Robinson had inside his car. D.C. police say the officers involved in the shooting were wearing body cameras. News 4 has learned that footage was shown to the family earlier today. Justin Robinson was hired by Cure the Streets in April. He was not on duty at the time of the shooting. In the district, Paul Wagner, News 4.
DC police are still working to show that body camera video to other members of Robinson's family. It is still unclear if the family will agree to have that video released to the public.
So I think Metropolitan Police, which is DC police, is it 5 days? I can't recall what the time frame is, but they, I think, are legally bound to release the video or make it publicly available within a certain time frame. And I've seen different reports where witnesses or witness people that claim to have seen what happened say that Justin had dozed off or fell asleep in the McDonald's drive-thru. And I don't know if someone called the police on him or whether the police just showed up. But when the police showed up, they saw that he was armed, says them, and they claim a struggle ensued and that he tried to go for the officer's gun. I'm like, what you're saying doesn't even make sense. If he was go for the officer's gun for what? If he has a gun, right? Because the inference is he's going for the gun to try to shoot the cop. Well, the fuck for? He got a gun at the reach. So again, first lie, sounds like a lie. It's not exactly clear. Again, some witnesses said that his car was lit up with bullet holes. Police have not, confirmed that. The media also hasn't confirmed that either. But there have been at least two others. Another gentleman, and help me, was his name Antoine Gilmore? Can you guys help me out in the chat? It was two folks that have been murdered in DC by DC police in recent years. One gentleman murdered right at New York Avenue and Florida Avenue, fell asleep with his foot on the brake. Police came up to him with shields. That cop actually, I think, took a plea for either manslaughter or second-degree murder. That cop is going to jail for the murder of that young man. And the other one, it was another one. But anyway, for some reason, this seems to be a pattern. I don't understand why DC police keep killing people who are asleep in their cars or thinking that their lives are in danger simply because Black people are armed. This fact that this young man is a violence interrupter and he was armed, I'm not disturbed or perturbed by any of that. In fact, it's more so an indictment of our condition, right? Like That guy's not that dude wasn't carrying a gun to shoot at the fucking cops. He was carrying a gun to protect himself. Okay, like
Mhm.
some of the areas we live in can be dangerous. People, dangerous shit happens. I don't fault people for being armed. But what bothers me is that we don't have any expectation of any Second Amendment rights, Black people, right? It doesn't, such was the case with the senior airman in Florida, Roger Fortson, who was murdered within 2 seconds of him opening the door. He had a gun in his hand, his gun that he was legally permitted to carry and possess. Black people don't have these constitutional rights, lest the police remind you that when they shoot you, when they see your gun. So
Mhm.
a very sad and unfortunate story. And the people have been in the streets about this as well.
And it reminds me of here in Atlanta, Rayshard Brooks being murdered.
That's right.
Rayshard Brooks, who was murdered at a Wendy's drive-through, similar, fell asleep. Someone called the cops. And what did the cops do? As opposed to calling somebody to come get the person, taking that person home themselves, calling somebody else to intervene, like an ambulance if that person needed that. So many different things they could do. But instead, they decided to pull him out the car, and then they talk to him, make him walk lines, and then to do the whole arrogant talking down to him and all that kind of stuff, starting to threaten him. They held him out there for a long period of time, basically goading him and prodding him and trying to show their superiority over him. And then they started to threaten to arrest him. Then they scared the shit out of him. And then he tried to run, and they claimed he same thing, that he went for their gun and all that kind of stuff. So these incidents are not new, obviously. And how they work is, like you said, within a certain amount of time, the police come up with their version of events, with their stories. They write these things in their police reports, which literally always fall apart once any kind of real investigation is done, either through witnesses, either through other cameras. All of that stuff begins to fall apart as to how the story took place. And I'm sure it's going to happen again here. Like you said, there's probably the fact that he would struggle for someone else's gun when he has a gun, supposedly, allegedly, right? That doesn't make any sense.
Make any sense.
If there are several bullet holes through the window potentially, then that means they've started shooting from outside, not trying to get him out the car. So many ways to de-escalate a situation. It doesn't even sound like the situation was escalated. My man fell asleep in the car. Somebody could have knocked on the window and be like, "Hey man, can you keep it moving? Can you, we got people behind you. Wake my man up." But that's not what happened. Is that, again, I'm sure it's one of these incidents where they wanted to show that they were in charge, that they were the bullies on the block, that they had control of the situation. And their first instinct is to murder Black people. And that's the instinct that came out, and that's what took place. And I'm sure that's what the evidence is going to show later on. People should be out in the streets over this, because this is outrageous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And this insistence to get guns off the street. I hate that the fucking media goes along with this little charade. I know it's charade, whatever. But show the picture of the gun. Here's the gun. Here's the gun that the cops pulled off the suspect. And it's like one of 400 million guns that y'all never gonna get off the streets. Never in 1,000 fucking years, you're not gonna get 400.
You're not gonna get them off the streets because you put them on the streets.
Come on, that part also.
You know what I'm saying? You tell everybody to go get guns, but now you want to shoot the Black people who got the guns.
But the message is meant to send to the public is, look at the cops doing their job. They took this one gun. They got this one gun out off the streets. And, these police in Metropolitan Police, they're, I think, in a bit of a somewhat heightened state because a DC police just got killed in the line of duty on some, that shit don't sound right either. So this person, a suspect, is alleged to have tossed a gun into a storm drain off the highway, off of 295 and Eastern Avenue. This cop saw him toss this gun, went to the storm drain to retrieve the gun. The gun went off and shot and killed the cop in the fucking head. Okay. And now they got a $60,000 reward out for the person who tossed the gun. And I heard the news actually say something honest, prosecutors are not even sure what this person would be charged with. Exactly. Charge him with, what are you going to charge him with? Murder? What are you going to charge him with? Tell me why we need $60,000 to find this one person who tossed a gun that was not in his hand when it went off and shot the cop. Come on. So I was going to say real quickly too, the story that we just did. Notice also how they focused in on the so-called criminal conviction of the person murdered.
They didn't highlight any possible complaints against the officers who did the killing in the first place. Where that story went was to highlight that this person had a conviction, and so therefore, again, showing a gun and then claiming that he has a violent past, basically, are ways to put into our minds, oh, that this person might have been dangerous, or this person might have deserved it even. So all of that stuff, the way the narrative in the story is even told, leads us to believe that something was going on with this guy that caused the cops to shoot them.
I hate it so bad. Black people, black men carrying guns are inherent criminals and thugs, but white men carrying guns are exercising their constitutional right to bear arms. Like, I just hate the flagrant double standard in this country.
Well, speaking of somebody who can always bear arms, apparently, my man, the ear doctor, gave you the gun for real.
Hey, nigga, please. Like short sleeves or bare arms. Get out my way from here, Ron. Clear. Yo.
Blah, 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 blah. Well, in the words of Childish Gambino, this is America.
Yeah.
There's a lot of craziness going on.
Wait a minute, before you do your story, though, What up? Before you do your break, here we go. So, I mean, it's not really honky. So these are some of the three possibilities of where it came from.
Okay.
Honky may be a variant of, and they say the exact origins of the word are generally unknown, and postulations about the subject vary. For you, ear doctor, postulations just means differing opinions and so forth. So,
thank you.
Honky may be a variant of hunky, which was a derivative of bohunk, a slur of various Slavic and Hungarian immigrants who moved to America. Two, Wolof. Hunky may also derive from the term, I ain't even going to try that.
Like African language?
Yeah.
An African language, yeah.
Really?
You don't want me to try it.
Which in the West African language, Wolof literally means red-eared person. The term may have originated with Wolof-speaking people, Africans, brought to the U.S., enslaved. It has been used by Black Americans as a pejorative for white people. And then here, lastly, it says hunky may have come from coal miners in Oak Hill, West Virginia. These miners were segregated, blacks in one section, English-speaking whites in another. Foreigners who could not speak English, mostly whites, were separated from both groups into areas known as Hunk Hill. These male laborers were known as hunkies. So these, they got one more about Chicago. So yeah. So these are some of the different ways in which the hunky term could have been used. And they said it was adopted, they said, by Black militants. Particularly, they said Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, seeking a rebuttal for the term. And they spell this out here, like for the term nigga. It's like, oh, y'all spell that out. No N-word. All right. All right. There you go.
Appreciate it. Look at that. Look where you could come to learn. Right here on the Remix Morning Show, yo.
Honky.
I didn't see my definition down there, though.
Yeah, I didn't notice that either.
What's going on here? Who is that, Webster?
No, well, that's true. You can write your own in apparently. That's Wikipedia, so you know.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so broke clock could be right twice
a day.
All right, so let's take a quick mental health break and get y'all ready for this weekend right here on. Let me get this right. The Remix Morning. Let's go. Oh damn. I'm already in the classroom getting y'all ready for classical breakdown. So let me take you to a place where we're going to talk about a little bit of Tribe Called Quest.
Use my peoples. Why it gotta come down to this shit? Two people thinking is one, so now we split. Remember what I said to you, you bleed, I bleed. Come on, you know how we get down. If you down, you need, and I'm supplying. Dynamic duo, electrifying. Everybody had to wet us, cause no one will forget us. Son, I testify, show us God is my guy. Any petty little bullshit you did was slide. Same on my end. After all, what are we friends? If niggas ran just too much, the grounds we defend. In the honor of brotherhood, cause it's all good. Get on some grown man shit and let's knock on wood. but now I'm seeing you, baby, in this fall out position. Wondering who's the timepiece that you missing. You might as well take the jigger and take my life, cause the timepiece you happen to be kissing is my wife. Shit, I should've known not to let these crab asses get within the circle of my girl and make passes. Now you disrespecting me and everything I stand for.
What I'm saying though, son.
Say no more, Allah forgive me. My thoughts is traveling, the low desire. Should I turn the other cheek or react and perspire? Don't wanna see myself in penitentiary tired, but I caught him in the act and my emotions dire.
Listen to the beat and listen in between the lines. You were probably kidding away before my time.
All right, let me take you to a place in time. We're talking about 2007. Yes, off that DJ Jazzy Jeff album, Return of the Magnificent. And this artist is Raheem Devine. And the name of that song is My Soul Ain't For Sale. Mixed with a little bit of 1996 off the album Beats, Rhymes, and Life. The Tribe Called Quest. And the name of that song is called Crew. So, with that said, make sure y'all tune in at 11 o'clock and get some of this classical breakdown as we break down some of that Tribe Called Quest and Q-Tip production. With that said, let's get back to the Remix Morning Crew. Like, subscribe. You know the deal. Let's get it.
I still think Fife was the better rapper.
Oh yeah.
I still think Fife was the better. Does she not know she on the air?
Yeah, she knows.
Oh, she
But,
just
you
don't
know,
give a damn. I know she don't.
I mean, we all don't, but we here.
That's true, though. That's true.
I
I still
hear
think Fife
you,
was the better
Mal.
rapper.
You know, I'm able to hear. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad.
You said who was a better rapper, Fife?
Oh, Fife. Of Tribe. I think Fife was a better rapper than Q.
He might have had some better punchlines that
Definitely,
more
definitely,
memorable,
yeah. Come on.
more memorable punchlines.
I'd say that.
Let's put on the couch like now you got Siemens Furniture. Oh, come on. It's classic. To this day, classic.
Oh my goodness. Ricky Ryan gave me props. This is dope, Ear Doctor. Look at that.
Hey, there you go, Ear Doctor. See?
People kind of like you at times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody's warming up. They're warming up to the Ear Doctor after
4 years.
Damn near, right? Shit. You gotta do out here. Unloosen the button.
Yeah, loosen the button every now and then.
I know
With a
Kim.
crooked collar.
Kim, relax.
Listen, let's close, gentlemen. You know, I'm here for the objectification.
Let's get it.
And we got some more donations. So again,
why don't you read their names? Give them a name shot.
I didn't know because I don't know if people want their names read, so I don't have a good.
Just don't tell her how much they gave.
I usually say first name and last initial of the last name.
Okay, I can do that. Well, thank you. To see then this first one don't even put their real name and stuff like that.
Well,
thank you, Dub. You know what I'm saying? I'll say
Dub.
this, Dub. Dub gave some money. We appreciate you.
Nice.
And they also said love the channel and the Remix Morning Show. Keep it going. So thank you for that so much.
Thank
you. Got a Jonathan. They gave us a monthly. We always appreciate the monthlies and stuff like that. That means it's going to keep going. It's going to keep going over and over. We got an L who gave us a one-time donation. We thank you so much for that one-time donation. We got a Keisha who gave us, Keisha gave us a little love there with a new donation.
Keisha.
Appreciate you, Keisha.
Nice.
Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was it for the morning time. We got some good stuff in there. I like that.
Appreciate
In fact, did Ebony give twice 2 days ago? Ebony gave.
What?
Wow.
Ebony is on
Yeah,
point.
Ebony's on point, B.
Ebony.
On point.
Right.
Yeah.
I might have
Matthew gave us 10 from a week ago. So just to throw that out there. So thank y'all. We appreciate y'all.
I might have to take Ebony on a date. Big up LJ up in there. I see you.
But then she might cancel her support, Ear Doctor. We can't have
Exactly.
that.
Right.
I mean,
You're
her
right. You're right.
support is
Don't fuck with the business.
Don't
mix
snip
it.
someplace
Ear
else.
Doctor, you out here with a trail of a wake of bodies.
Whoa! No, I'm not.
Yes, you
No.
are. You just got single. What, like 6 months ago, legally?
No,
right?
not 6. Oh,
Huh?
legally.
Legally.
What happened?
She's saying your actual divorce went through 6 months ago.
Oh, damn. That's right.
You've been out here in these streets like you've been locked up, my nigga. What is going on? Like you just got out.
Yeah, don't be DM in the chat. I know people who DM chats. It's like I don't know if that's a good idea.
Nah, I'm chilling.
But can I say, to your credit though, that nobody has come back with the bad report, right?
That's true.
Well done.
Thank you.
Unlike
appreciate
others, we don't have any letters.
I'm oh,
The complaint box has not. We ain't got no complaints about the
Yeah,
inbox
you know
out
what
here.
I'm
Those
saying? There's
complaints.
not been any. Yeah.
I'm actually still friends with a lot of women I dealt with.
You know, because you're
Um,
not a fucking dirtbag, and
Thank
it's
you.
funny how that works. When you're not a
Ain't that
dirtbag,
something?
motherfuckers don't be hating you
Mhm.
Yeah.
and wanting to expose you for being a fucking
Mm.
dirtbag. Isn't that amazing what happens when you're not a dirtbag? Oh,
True. You didn't
Come
follow?
come out. Do you remember your body count or no?
Jesus, no,
Okay.
nope,
Okay.
nope, nope. It's too
You'll
early.
answer. You'll answer that for him.
It's too early for the shit. We're not doing body count, nigga. It's fucking nigga, it's 9:40 in the morning. You all right? You all right over there? What's going on? Why you just want to start violence? Why
I
would you
know,
do
right?
violence?
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Louise.
Yeah, you running
Absolutely.
out of hands and toes.
2008. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a
Oh
very,
yeah, that year.
very good year.
Don't dignify that shit. Come out. Don't
man.
even dignify
Yo.
that with a response.
Big up to all the Black Liberation hosts, man. Big up to Two Blackers in the building. That's
Two
right. Go check out.
Oh
I've
no.
never
He woke up
seen
in
Two
the
Black in
morning?
the building. Yeah, he
I
said,
am
"What did I
not-
log into?" Hey,
That's
welcome to the
crazy
Remix Morning
that he's
Show.
up this early.
Hey, drop the link. Drop the link. We can always use more folks. More
Make sure
folks.
y'all
Yeah.
check out Black Miss Podcast in
Oh,
case y'all haven't.
Cool.
Very dope show.
I
So,
always ask him to come on and be he's like, what in his what time does that start? I know, it's like, it's like it's just too early for him. It's just too early for him. You know what I'm saying?
It's too early for me, so I understand.
It's too, exactly.
I understand totally.
I mean, the only reason I'm here because I gotta get the kids. If I didn't get the kids off,
damn. So I'll be
It
here
might
by
be.
myself, huh?
are you're early riser in general.
Yeah. I mean, now I am. I'm older.
Mm.
I guess the older you get, the more you clench on to life and hours.
Is that what I feel almost the opposite. I feel like the older you get, the more you're like, whew, when is that day coming? Or,
Really?
like we're like,
Come on, come
I feel like
on.
more, if not like when is the day, not literally, but more like the retirement, the easy life, and all that. That's what I mean. Know what I mean? No one's got suicidal thoughts out here.
I think that's why older people sleep less because they be like, listen, I gotta live
What is this
before I
idea
die.
that they sleep less?
Because they wake up so damn early. They go to sleep maybe like 10. Well, I guess that is still like 7
Oh,
hours.
old people sleep more. In fact, old people, we need more sleep.
Yes.
I definitely take power naps. I ain't gonna
I was
front.
just going to say,
Oh,
I'm
that's the
now
greatest.
napping. Again, don't like me to be I was like, I need a nap.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me getting a nap?
Why does a cell phone get a charge and we can't?
There you go. Whatever that means. Yeah.
Right.
No, think about it. Cell phones get charged up because they're batteries, and we got
Yeah.
batteries.
Oh,
we
I
need to
got
charge.
yeah. And sleep,
I'm-
exactly.
I'm too advanced for y'all sometimes. I get
Definitely
it.
that. Definitely that's what it
That's
is. Yeah.
It comes across a little different.
But come out. I have to laugh at you talking about when is retirement coming with a child in elementary school. What? What? When do you think you're retiring? When you 80?
There is no retirement. And I've fucked up so much in terms of I never kept a job for a long time. I did my own practice for like 10, 11 years. Like I was one of those people who I was in pixie land for a little while of like getting old. I'm not getting old. Right. And then that bam, 30 years later, and you're 57, like you said, with a kid in elementary school and one in junior high school. So I will be working. I will be hustling and bringing in. If the revolution ain't coming, right, then I'm basically going to be out here with 12 jobs, figuring out how to raise resources, feed myself, feed my family, as well as participate in movement, organizing, activity. Because I'm not necessarily prepared properly for old age and retirement. Fully admit it's been a mark on my record of like this provision. But I'm a good saver. I've always been a good saver. When you pour in the projects, at least for me, it taught me a lesson on saving and keeping resources. I was always one of these motherfuckers. I had a job that paid 35,000 or 40,000 or whatever, and little things on the side. By the end of the year, I would save 10 G's of that. I figured that out kind of thing early. So I've always been a good saver. So I got, don't cry for me, Argentina, as they say. I got other ways in which I got resources.
I'm a good non-spender.
So look at it from this perspective, though, Kamal. Think about the folks that started putting away for their retirement with their first job and all this shit, and all of a sudden one bad fell swoop of the market, right? And then all of that work, all of that saving, all of that putting away, all of that sacrifice gets erased like that, Johnny. That was always my fear. Like I'd rather keep the shit in the mattress or where it's, wherever. I can't hand over my money to white people again. Why? But don't feel bad that you didn't, quote, prepare properly for retirement, because even people who are the most prepared can have all that shit be wiped away.
And more importantly, they've lived boring lives. Not everybody, but I refuse to live a life of boredom. I'm not sitting in your body's office for like that long, bored out of my mind, pushing some paper for somebody. Anytime I've tried to do it, and even things that, when things become a mill, and it's like, I was like, I'm not here for your mill, B. I'm just not. Even when I was the political editor for Atlanta Black Star, it was a mill, and I will call names. It was a mill.
Don't talk about my boy.
Oh, your man. Oh, where he at? We need to bring him on. That's to talk.
Word. I need to hit him up. See if he come on.
Definitely, tell him to come on. Tell him let's talk about the old days.
Okay. That would be a show.
The demeanor. My man ran me ragged with the boss, like being the boss.
Yeah, this is my man I went to college with.
Looking for a job. He knew I was looking for a job. It just was like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I only, my money just goes back into investments. Pretty much, I don't spend money.
What kind of investment you got, son?
Equipment.
Oh, okay. I
just buy more equipment. Make sure,
like DJ equipment,
DJ speakers, whatever.
No investment. Oh, you mean investment for your DJing investment?
For DJing, for production, for cameras, whatever. Yeah, that's what I spend my money on.
No, I like how you categorize those as investments. That's accurate. But when most people say investments, they think T. Rowe Price or Morgan Stanley investment.
That's what I thought he meant. Yeah. Sounds the same elsewhere. Kamal's too good for the drudgery of wage labor. No, I'm not too good for it. I just can't take it.
He can't take it. He can't stand it. He can't.
That's why I chose the broke life. I couldn't be in no office all day.
Whoa. Well, here's the thing. So Kamal's going to need money. He's going to need tuition and shit, coming up here in about 15 years, should he survive. That's long as should be lasting, which I think you will. I think you're.
I don't know more chicken fried rice. I'm on a healthy path.
Healthier path. Eget is giving you life. You need to thank her. But I think you might have to start selling dope out here. And I think Ear Doctor can help you out with that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That is
true.
What I'm saying?
I might know a connect, but wow.
Yeah. See, it wasn't me snitching today. I ain't snitched. Well, yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, yeah, Doc.
I said might. Anyway,
I don't know many people who got connects these days, though. I mean, I mean,
you always got to have a herb man.
Yeah.
Connect. You can't get none of that stuff from
I've never had like 3 people who recently have asked me to get them stuff. I'm like, when did I become the dude that you think? how out of touch are you that I am the dude who you come to for something? I mean, I come through for him. Don't get me wrong, but
apparently you a man with connections. And listen, hey, that might be your sign right there. When people keep coming and you asking you for something, maybe I'm the plug.
I am so not the plug, but I was just like, why? What?
Hey,
I don't get that aura at all. That I know where to get whatever from. So
I just know so many people from so many different worlds. It's just like
I feel that maybe that's mine too. Yeah.
From the hood to the corporate.
Yeah. That's true.
If somebody said Kamal was slanging dope, chat, who would be surprised? Would y'all be shocked? Be honest.
Y'all would have to be shocked by that.
Maybe what kind of dope might be the question coming from.
Ghetto dope.
Man, oh man, let me chill. But
Oh my
I feel like there are openings in the market. Let's put it that way.
There's openings in the market.
You know, if somebody wanted to get in, I feel like there are deficits. There are definitely holes in the market.
Pause.
That could
Definitely
be
some
your fault.
openings in the
It could be.
market.
There's some holes that could be filled in the supply chain. You know what I'm saying?
a filler.
Oh, whoa.
Ta-dum-tum-tum. All right, big up to everybody tuned in. Like you said, thank y'all for rocking out with us this week. We still got what 10 minutes left.
Yeah, we could do some. Let me do some pronouncements. Some announcements.
Yeah,
Like, I got a
please
little.
do.
Yeah, but y'all about to come on at 11, right?
I know.
I love y'all show.
I gotta get ready for my class at 1 something too.
Damn, dog.
Yeah.
10 job. Ear doctor got 10 jobs.
10
Can y'all
jobs.
please? Can y'all? I made this request to Ear Doctor. Maybe if I make it to y'all on the air, can y'all spend like 10 minutes after the show doing something that we could put on Patreon?
Yeah.
That could be for Patreon only. Like just 10 minutes.
Yeah, come out. I thought this show, Classical Breakdown, was going to be for Patreon because Ear Doctors and I expectation was that YouTube was going to take it down. So
But
we
they
was
not.
going to, but they haven't. I guess they don't give a fuck anymore what we doing.
Pretty much. They like, hey, they're not making no money over there.
We turn this shit into a OF page. You know what I'm saying? They like, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Like, nobody's buying ads. They're not promoting no political person. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Yeah. So anyway, the expectation from our the perspective initially was that Classical Breakdown was going to be a Patreon thing. So tell us what you would like us to do for the Patreon.
I would like for y'all to do like, so I know y'all not doing a year this time, right? Are y'all doing a year or no? Okay. So what I would like, maybe I would like y'all to like take the, like whatever y'all focus is, what are the top 5 things that either the producer produced, like if y'all doing something on Q-Tip, so what are his top 5 albums he ever was on or produced,
songs. Yeah.
or songs made, or when y'all doing a year, like what are the top 5 songs of the year? Like just like, you know, a 10 or 15 minutes, let's throw that up on Patreon. Let people give us like $2, $5, $10, check it out. So that's the kind of stuff. And probably like, you know, like again, another 10, 15 minutes worth of whatever, you know. Or at this stage, you know, even if y'all stayed on for another 20 or 30 minutes and recorded it and put it on Patreon, that would be good. But if it's going to be something like, you know, like a countdown or something like that, people really like that kind of stuff, and we can make them pay for it.
I mean, I'm not opposed to that. Ear Doctor, do you have time to do that today?
Today?
Yeah, 10 minutes, dog. 10 minutes. You promised me already.
I got class at 1:48.
I guess
So you got
I didn't hear
time.
that part.
Huh?
You got time?
Can I shower and like cook myself something to eat before I go to work?
Well, at 10 o'clock today, we're off. Then that gives you
Okay.
time to go shower and cook. Y'all start at 11. Y'all finish at 12. You spend 12 to 12:15 doing that. You send me the cut. I put it up on Patreon, and you good. That still gives you an hour and 30 minutes to get to work, son. Come on now.
We'll see.
Show me some love. Show me
We'll
some love.
see.
I cook you breakfast.
I need a raise around this one.
I cook you breakfast.
I tell you.
Seriously.
Nobody want no
You
pork.
just get your money the other day.
Nobody want no goddamn.
You said nobody want no pork?
Who got
Nobody
money?
want
Where
no
money at? Who got money?
hot cakes and sausage from McDonald's. That's your breakfast. Fuck out of here.
I'll actually get to make some breakfast for you.
What?
Yeah.
What? You know how to make?
Oh,
What?
the guy can make almost anything.
What?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm gonna be a squatter when I come over your crib. Like, word.
Cool. You
You
should. We got an extra room. $3,000 a month. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
know about dealing with them kids though.
saying? Yeah, they're gonna get on. Yeah, but girl, she's doing the drums.
You gonna be like, they like, Daddy, he punched me in my chest. I'm like, hey,
So what,
little
that's
nigga,
how that's
little
how
nigga
you go
wouldn't
over
listen.
the house. You go over the house abusing the children. You go over there beating their
You
kids.
cannot be abusing my kids in my house.
You know how you get that belt and you go like,
Maya's playing the drums. That is
I plays the drums.
oh hell no.
Caleb is a little bit on guitar when he's in the mood.
Oh,
But Maya,
no.
we got a little band. You know what I'm saying? A little sunshine band. So yes, a word from our sponsor, just really quick before y'all
Okay.
move on to some other things. So again, I assume that some of the orders, we just put this up. We're just about to spread the good word that our community sea moss is back. We're back in action. We're starting off with the dry moss. We're selling the gels, but not online until we make sure of our shipment process. The gels can take the shipment, but we want to make sure our shipment process is proper. But Community Sea Moss is back. We got the dry moss is already up there. They got the purple, we got the gold. Purple is known to have a little bit more nutrients, so y'all can get down with that, with the nutrients. You know what I'm saying? But then we got, oh, look at that. We got the strawberry. We got the unflavored. We got the sour sop. The
Sour sop.
the
I'm trying to
ginger.
tell
You
you.
know what I'm saying? Cure that cancer right away with a little sour
Damn.
sop to make your day. You know what I'm saying? So we got
This
all
is-
that. We got the cinnamon here for you.
This is not
All
medical
that we
verified advice. It's
appreciate.
not medical advice.
What? All right.
The
All right.
FDA approved it. Freddie D's from Albany Projects. You know what I'm saying? He said it was all good. I can make any claims I want. So officially approved. But thank y'all so much because y'all have some people, I assume it's from here, have been supporting. And in all seriousness, this is a Black woman-owned co-op that CMB has starting and supporting and making sure it takes place. We've invested a lot of resources into it. And so we're now at the stage where we really want to push it once again. And no going backsies. You know, it's either this is going to be hell or high water. We're going to be selling some CMOS. So yeah.
Word. No
Or
going
y'all
back.
could start slinging dope. Y'all could add dope to that lineup. You know what I'm saying?
It could be in the gel. I could put a package in the gel. That might be a good way to do it. Open up your gel and you dig in and you get a little bam.
And big up to Erica Brown. Make sure y'all check out Brokish, her and Amber. A lot of dope shows here. We talk about Black Miss Podcast, Brokish, Darker Than Blue.
I mix what I like.
I mix what I like. EYL, Warrior
And,
Class.
Uh-huh.
Saturdays with Renee.
Woo! Saturdays with Renee's gonna be a heater.
What they doing?
She talk about the abandoned Kamala movement, or is it abandoned Kamala or never Kamala? What is it, y'all? Is
It's
that
Kamala.
Kamala? I'm sorry, you're right. I was saying it wrong. Abandoned Kamala movement. I said, oh Renee, they're gonna be mad at you, but I guess they mad at all of us. So fuck it. Let's stand shoulder to shoulder. Let them be mad. Let them throw rocks. Let them call us what they want to call us.
All
We're
right.
not riding for the police. I don't give a fuck
Cool.
how late her so pressed is. We don't ride for the cops.
Now that Kamal has, graced us with all his going ons, what you got going on, Kim?
Well, I'm on here at 11 with you, a doctor for classical
Yep.
breakdown. So don't forget to join us, and please give this video right now a thumbs up before y'all scooch on out of here. I labored. I took some extra labor for Labor Day weekend, so I didn't do my show Tuesday. I didn't come here Tuesday either. So my show
Yeah,
come back
Wednesday,
Friday.
yeah.
Friday?
Yeah.
What time?
7 p.m. Eastern on Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Yeah. So thank y'all. I don't know. There's a bunch of stories that I like that I'm interested in, so I need to explore them a little further, a little more deeply.
Let me check my calendar to see if we're gonna have a Sundays this Sunday. I believe we're gonna have a Sundays this Sunday.
All right.
Woo, woo. The best
Watch
DJ in
out.
the land.
Come on through. All right. Well, it's about time to get out of here. Let's go ahead and get ready for
Breakdown, classical breakdown.
And also root work. Don't forget.
Shout out
another
Root
show.
Work.
Shout out to Root
yep.
Work.
True,
I
true.
feel
Any
like
other shows?
some shows for come out. When's your show coming?
This is it. This is about as good as it gets. I barely doing this one, so I was like, oh, what? Yeah.
He does he does come on here 3 days a week. Gotta give
You know
him
what
his
I'm
props for that.
saying? And all the stuff I do in the background.
Yeah. Gotta give him his
And
props.
I'm not trying to say that you should provide more labor, but I think that
I would do a show with you.
I would love to do.
Whoa, you need to relax. Well, I already got her.
But see, we do different things. We do different things because I'm interested. Like I'm a jackleg lawyer out here. I think myself to be anyway. I have a very
Jackleg lawyer.
Anyway, I won one time in small claims court. You can tell me I wasn't fucking Johnny Cochran out that bed, nigga. I am John Cochran. What are you talking about?
Hey,
I was victorious. Come out. You should have seen me. Come out. I got an objection off in small claims court, and it was sustained, dog.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Couldn't tell me nothing out here. So I'm interested in the law. I hate the law. I think it's terrible. It's all what is the law based off? English common law.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
It's all terrible, right? So that's all terrible. But I think it needs some scrutiny and some examination. And I think you have the expertise to give that laser focused analysis on what we're seeing coming out the courts. I'd like to do a legal show with you.
All right, let's talk. Let's
Look
talk.
at that. And here we go. And we up out of here, y'all. It's 10 o'clock. Make sure y'all come back at 11. And we are out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Remix Morning Show. I don't even got nothing ready for y'all. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
We freestyling out of here?
Make it happen, though. Make it
All
happen.
right,
You got
check
it.
this out. Check this out. Yo. It's Kamal Franklin and Kim Brown. How we get down. Ear Doctor on the sound. Don't forget to pound that like button. It ain't nothing, so stop fronting. And I'm a glutton, eating up everything you put in my face. No free bass, but I could just bass out the place with the boom, the bap, the boom. I'm coming from the night to the high noon. Yo, we out soon, and that's right now. Right now, people, I'ma take my bow. We out. Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Peace.